Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? Everyone's favorite content slop is back, right? I didn't think I'd be making this video so soon. In terms of following up, I really didn't want to follow up. I have no beef with Cameron specifically. However, it's starting to get to that point because of what he's condoning, right? So we're gonna get into all that, all the new shit that's happened. I'm not recording this at 1 in the morning this time, so I sound awake for once. But yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so getting into it, we have those DMs that I showed last video, right? Between a dude, playing as a minor to bait Scarlet Reaper, which he got baited, right? Whatever. However, the person that sent me those DMs and helped coordinate with that adult, this person at the time was 17, she's now 18. She had mentioned that Scarlet actually had tried to make advances to her before when she was 17. That's why she was in his initial Discord, right? When he was Scarlet Reaper. So the way he found her is just, she made art and everything. She was like an art page. I think on Instagram he found her and got her in the Discord. And then he had mentioned making, trying to just have a relationship with her. I think he was 21, 22 at the time. She was 17. So it's a pretty crazy age gap. That's right there in that 4 or 5 year age gap. Even then, she's below the age of 18. He doesn't live in continental United States. He lives in United States territory, so he still has to follow United States law, which internet law in general is if they are below the age of 18, nothing sexual can be done between the two, right? So that's why it's such a big deal that with the person that was baiting as an underage girl, as a 14-year-old, I think is what they portrayed as. That's why it's still such a big deal that he was sexual with them. It was online to begin with, and that person wasn't even over the age of consent in their state that they were claiming to be from anyways. So, that person that I'm talking about, I'm going to call him, Teddy, right? That's what they used to go by. I'm not saying their fucking new Discord name. You'll see it. But pretty much I got a hold of them again after, it's been maybe 7 months since they sent me those DMs. So I got a hold of them again, talk to them about this, like, hey, this is going on, Scarlet's in the server, if you want to talk to him. He's still using the voice changer. But yeah, Teddy here, she went and confronted Scarlet. Kind of to explain before it gets on, this is a very emotional whole clip, right? Teddy had dealt, because of the harassment that came after, Scarlet's failed grooming attempt on her, she, it went through a lot emotionally. Stating in this clip that, resorted to alcoholism, depression, threatening, or not threatening, but stated that it almost pushed to the point of wanting to game over herself, right? So with that, I'm going to show a little clip here of their confrontation within Cameron's Discord. Again, it's very emotional. I'm only going to show part of it. And you'll hear it, Scarlet's voice changer. He's still doing the Lunarine voice changer. But you will hear him speak. The audio quality is terrible. Pretty much Teddy was on a phone, and she wasn't able to directly, record the audio fully. So she recorded it with another phone. So that's why she's really loud, and that is why Scarlet's very quiet with his voice changer.
Bullshit. 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 Bullshit, because I was burned by him and almost killed myself and went through alcoholism. So you're going to tell me that shit's a fucking lie? Then you're a delusional cunt who needs to get off a fucking pedophile's dick. What? I advanced to him sexually when he asked me for a relationship before anything?
So, right there, you hear Scarlet, right? He's calling, like, saying it's bullshit, it's lies. Oh, I've heard about you from him, blah, blah, blah. Still trying to play that it's not him, right? And going forward, we're going to refer to Scarlet just as Brian, right? He has too many alter egos to, like, keep track of and bounce between, so we're just going to say Brian, right? I think I did that in the last video, whatever, right? So Brian is saying, oh, your alcoholism, you were drinking. We all know you're doing that before. How would you know that if you didn't become friends with him until up near the end? How do you know so much about all these individuals if you're not him, right? It's kind of weird he came to you with all this. And it's crazy you can't even turn off a voice changer, right? So within the audio clip, I'm not going to play the part, but he states his quote-unquote real name. It's a woman's name. And again, it's 2025, right? It's fucking Pride Month. If you're trans, that's cool, right? But no one doxes themselves on the internet when they're in the hot seat like this, for one, right? So Teddy says, if you're a real woman, why the fuck do you need a voice changer? Because Scarlett is portraying as a lesbian now. It is what his new identity is, and it's just funny, right? That I have a grown man, I think he's 23, 24 by now, who is going on the internet, and instead of owning up to what he did so he can be himself again, he is now, again, being a non-binary VTuber with a voice changer, and now becoming just identity-wise just a lesbian. So I have a grown fat-ass man that is into children that is jumping through all these hoops now. Now we're gonna play another snippet of Teddy's conversation with Brian, right? And I want you to pay attention to who he said also groomed a 17-year-old.
I don't give a fuck about no hero. I'm not here for nobody. Nobody's my motherfucking hero. I don't know what you're talking about.
He tried to fucking groom 17-year-olds.
So yeah, that's right. Good old Brian is alleging that I groomed a 17-year-old. I don't know where he gets that from. I don't know why he thinks it's okay to lie my name. Like, I'm not going to hear him say it. So, just a preface, right? I'm a grown-ass man. I have a wife, right? I have a life outside of this. I'm not a terminally online individual. Scarlett's just a weird dude Brian, I need to catch myself on that, right? Brian is a weird individual that, honestly, yeah, at first it was just a little bit of trolling, right? He was in the Birdman community, so I kept up with him to see what he was doing. And I missed his middle arc, right? The Rev Pred catcher. And so that's what got me invested again, is I missed that. So I was like, I want to see if he comes back or not. In which he did. But now he's alleging that I'm a groomer. Which I'm not going to take that lightly, right? So, with that, what I'm doing going forward on this part is, he's alive, right? We know it's Brian. We know he's not this woman he's claiming to be. So I'm going to proceed working with Discord and real life resources I have through where I work, and pursue the legal process and assist Teddy, because she is fully interested in pursuing the legal process going against Scarlett with because again, they have DMs of him talking with a minor. And I don't know, Brian, if you know this, because I know you're going to watch this, right? I don't know if you know this, but Discord logs your IP address. And what they're going to see when I get with my resources, and what they're going to see is that your IP address on your current Miss Moon 1 account, and if you delete the account, Discord keeps logs, right? So you can't fucking run, because the process has started. But Discord logs your IP. So they're going to see, okay, hey, your public IP address on Miss Moon 1 is the same exact one as the Scarlet Reaper Bruce Wayne account. And we're going to get into some more, right? That's just my little tangent right here. So I'm going to be throwing it up on screen now. Little DMs here and there. They'll be up for a couple seconds each. Pause if you want to read them, right? A few of these you'll see are, Scarlet Reaper, or he might be Bruce Wayne. That's the identity he put before he deactivated all the Scarlet Reaper accounts there at the end of that first little arc, which, aligns with everything that we had in our initial Scarlet Reaper videos, right? So Brian has threatened a few things in the past, right? And these things I never touched on because they didn't happen during my time knowing him. But pretty much there are discussions. I talked with the guy that did the actual catch on Brian, and Teddy. I was a voice chat with him. So that's what led up to them then trying to catch him again. But what's crazy to me is that he hasn't even addressed the Coco stuff and anything I've brought up. Now, I'd be lying if I said I was fully educated on the events that happened between Brian and this Coco individual. I'm not. But after all that happened, again, he created another Discord server, group chat, harassing Coco, pretty much trying to dox her, XYZ. And it got to the point where, in a past video, I mentioned a man named Javen, who's a SoundCloud rapper who Scarlett befriended. They were threatening, legal with him, or with Coco and Teddy. So Teddy and Coco, Teddy at the time was 17, Coco was 16. With Teddy and Coco being minors in this situation, they don't know the legal process. All they know is they have these two grown men threatening to sue for defamation if they came out with it. So yeah, as a teenager, you're gonna be scared when you got two grown men that are threatening legal action against you. Because what money do you have? They don't have jobs. They don't have money. So to them, it's like, oh fuck yeah, we better just be quiet about it. So that is why it never went forward. Now, again, we're gonna take a couple steps back in the video, right? So we get to now. Right, I say that a lot, but we get to now. And again, Poogers and them, for one, Scarlett's alleging that I'm a fucking groomer. That's fucking crazy, for one. Again, I've been married 7 fucking years. It's crazy to me. And two, Poogers is still on Scarlett's side. And Cameron's gonna be in the thumbnail again, he's gonna be in the title again. Point being is, this is happening within his public mod chat, or not public mod chat, but his mod chat within his Discord. And I want to throw a screenshot up, like right here, I think, of Poogers in the mod chat saying that Teddy, and you're going to see her Discord name, Dick. It's funny. I just don't want to say it at the beginning of the video because I don't want this to get, like, age restricted. Teddy is, she's saying that Teddy's another Ann. And Ann, which, to my knowledge, is one of the people that threw allegations up towards Cameron. Again, I'm not getting into any of Cameron's allegations. That is not my business. So, with that, so now they're trying to equate Teddy here as someone that's just trying to break down Brian for being a predator. Now, while I'm recording this, right, we're either going to have things thrown up through Scarlett's friend, The Drink, Brian's friend, The Drink. So with The Drink, he's been mentioned in the Op Block stream, and I think FPS Diesel stream too, his last Scarlet Reaper one. The Drink is not Scarlet. We thought it was originally, but no, I've come to talk to The Drink. He's a really chill guy. And once I explained to him everything that was going on here, he has since left Cameron's Discord and blocked that whole circle of people. That being Brian, Poogers, the Lieutenant Frank Mercer account, which we'll get into that too. But pretty much, The Drink has already outed to me, one, that, yes, that is Brian, right? I don't know why he's doing the things he does, but yeah, it's him. I will either throw a screenshot up on screen, or I will edit in a cool call right here. So, after The Drink came out to me initially, and was like, yeah, that is Scarlett, he's a freak, I don't want anything to do with him anymore. I went into Cameron's Discord because I noticed Brian and Poogers were in the VC, and I hopped in, and I was like, yeah, Brian, you got sold out by The Drink, and Poogers, you're a terrible person for working with Brian, right, and continuing to defend this guy. And that, again, that kind of gets echoed, and we're kind of learning that Cameron's mod wall and Poogers are terrible people. There's a few that are good, right? I'm not going to say they're all terrible people. I've had a few interactions with other ones that are not bad people. They just don't want anything to do with this. So I'm not going to say they're all terrible, but they're most of them are terrible. So what I have to say for myself, right? Or not really for myself, but for the individuals within Cameron's Discord, right? Again, there's the account Lieutenant Frank Mercer. I'm gonna throw up on screen some deleted messages by him. Those were sent moments after I was banned the other night when I was in there trolling for like an hour. They recorded it. Kind of explain that I was trolling in there for an hour and I was talking like this the entire time. And they recorded me. I don't know why. I was chill, honestly. I wasn't even like being disrespectful to any of them. But so the Lieutenant Frank Mercer account is clearly either Scarlett or one of his friends. I've heard it be referred to as Lindrick, and I've been told Lindrick is a different person from Scarlett. It kind of goes back and forth within the past 9 months. The whole Scarlett stuff's happened. Lindrick Lamar was a Twitter account that was believed to be Scarlett. because it would coincide with a lot of his personal opinions about the reverse predator stuff and everything, and the Mr. T Lexify drama at the time. Alrighty, guys. So here we are talking with Teddy. I refuse to call you by your current Discord name. I think it's funny, but yeah. So again, Teddy here. This is the person that I've been speaking about throughout most of the video. That again was a victim of Scarlet's grooming and organized the initial catch on him. Right. So, hello, Teddy.
Hello.
So, can you like I guess briefly overview how you met Scarlet, and kind of just timeline between when you met him all the way up really until your interaction with him within Cameron's server. You don't have to go in every detail, but it would be, I guess, just wave tops, bullet points kind of thing of major events.
All right, that's fair. I get you. Well, basically, it started. I joined Coco's server because I'm an artist and I'm trying to get my art up there because eventually, like, I want to be able to, like, do it professionally because, like, that's what everyone wants to do.
Yeah.
And I used to just stream my art, sit in VCs and just chill, listen to music that was, like, turned down. You can't really hear it. You can mainly hear my voice. And this, like, group of people joined, and it was a bunch of people, and Scarlett was along with them. This one person named Frank, Javen, etc. And everyone ended up leaving because they had something else to do. And then Scarlett stayed behind. And like we chatted for a few minutes, asked how I was, like normal conversation stuff. And then he takes a sharp turn and verbatim asks me, tells me, my bad. I'm not looking for a relationship, but if you wanted one, I wouldn't say no, which I subsequently said no because I was 17 and he was
Yeah.
21.
So at the time, did you already tell him how old you were,
Yeah. I
or
think it was displayed on my account as well.
so okay, so he probably looked at your profile. Probably is a big word in allegations like this. However, he did look at your account most likely. But you also told him you were 17. Okay,
Yes.
so so with that, right? Like, how long would you say that y'all talked after everyone else left?
We talked for like 30 minutes after that because after the question popped up, I was really uncomfortable, but I was like, please someone else join, please someone else join. And he continued on conversation like, yeah, I have family in Florida. Like, I'm thinking about moving to Florida. You want to hang out sometime? I like Mitsubishi spiders. And I was like, cool, yeah, I grew up in like Mitsubishi spiders. That's really cool. Oh, you have family in Florida, and Florida's not the best place, but like, cool. He's like, yeah, you want to meet sometime? And I'm just like, okay, that's strange. I've known you for like tops 45 minutes.
Yeah. Well, there's been a history, right? Before he was outed as Scarlet Reaper, he was outed as Ribbit Poison, as also being a like a pest, a sex pest. I think is the best way to put that. Like harassing women. I think he had stated that he had got institutionalized for like a week because the authorities sided with the woman over him, is what his thing said verbatim. I guess my question now is what led to him meeting Coco and like his whole crew meeting Coco, because Coco is a pivotal part of the Brian Scarlet Reaper lore, right? So
Yeah.
what led up to that? How did they meet?
There's basically Coco was the owner of like this big server, kind of like Dad's Court, if you know what that is. I've been deep in
I don't.
Discord for a while, but they're like really big servers with like over like 1,000 plus people, like 5,000 plus people, like really big servers with a lot of VCs.
Okay.
And so people would come and join, basically kind of like e-girl servers and fucking baby, my bad,
Okay.
baby servers.
So
And
and to clarify too, Coco was 16 herself, right?
she was 16, 17. I think she was starting to
She had
turn
like
17 when she started the
okay,
server.
okay, when all that happened. Okay, I just want to clarify that, have that on record here. What, he creates his own server for his YouTube and then invites you to it, I assume.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So, and I would assume after that is when like he attempted to groom you. Was his groom on you? And this is a crazy way to say it, and I apologize. But was his groom on you successful? Did he like? Did you for a moment like begin some sort of relationship with him?
No, because I'm not the brightest, but early on I kind of picked up this is kind of predatory. I've known you for like 45 minutes and like maybe a day at that point by the time I got invited to his server. So it's like already kind of strange. I don't even do that with people like I date. I have to
Yeah.
talk to them for like a good week, so like a good while before I'm like, hey, yeah, they're cool to date.
Yeah. So did he ever bring it up again?
He made it a point of contingency to mention the fact, oh yeah, I'm dating someone. Oh yeah, I'm dating someone over the age of consent,
So he
which
would
was really
regularly
weird.
bring up that he was dating. I think it was probably that VR chat 19-year old, quote unquote, that ended up being 16. Um, that's probably who it was. I've gone into enough detail on that on my videos, so I don't really need to rehash that. But did he? Let's see. Like, was there ever any interaction between him and Coco that was predatory on his end?
Not from what I've seen. It's mainly been her being denouncing him, mainly like a weirdo, like ew, he's kind of weird, like ew.
Well, did he also ever try to make advances on her, like same way he did with
I'm
you?
not too positive because after like the big situation happened where it like kind of broke me a little bit, I left everything and I'm like, no, I'm done with this shit. Like I don't even
Yeah,
want to be
because
involved.
this was like a different. The account I'm talking to you on now is different um, to the what's it called? The one you had when you were in the server, correct?
Yes.
Because the only reason you added me on this one is because you're in my YouTube comments about it. Um,
Yes.
there wasn't. So you're saying there wasn't many until until she began to denounce, like, hey, he attempted to try to get with Teddy, who was 17, and then he had then again got with this bait. What was it, 14-year-old?
Yes.
Okay, so and that's kind of the course of events with it. Okay, so
Yeah.
kind of in the fallout of all that, when he decided to delete his server, deactivate and everything, what was your reaction? Like, what? Like, as you said, you kind of deleted your accounts, everything, moved forward, and wanted to get your mind off of it because that whole situation was crazy, right? He
Yeah.
was, to my knowledge, attempting to dox you, Coco, and again, as teenagers, threaten legal action for defamation. I'm not like I'm correct there, right?
Yes, correct. He's threatened it multiple times across different people.
So, and within even I think that clip you sent me of you within Cameron F305's Discord,
Mhm.
he threatened to dox you there, didn't he?
Yes, correct. They
So,
said live in what is it, same state, something what's stopping me from doxing you or something along those lines of same
yeah,
state and doxing that
and
correlated.
yeah, and I'm gonna end up, what's it called, playing some of the clips from that video. I'm not gonna link to the video specifically, because I feel like there's a lot of like emotional vulnerability there in that video. Um, and
Yes,
to
there
to
was.
me, I think that is like telling enough. Um,
Yeah.
so did Poogers ever talk to you? I saw that they were in the voice chat, but did Poogers ever talk to you?
Yeah, they never joined. They joined after the fact and were in there for a while before I was subsequently banned.
Yeah. To my knowledge, when I saw they were in there with another mod, which I'm not going to name because from what I've DM'd him, he wants nothing to do with this. He was just in there trying to figure out what was going on because he joined and heard the argument and wanted to know what was going on. Um, the other person was the Lieutenant Frank Mercer account, which again, um, the drink, which is one of Scarlett's friends. The drink was in Scarlett's original server. I just don't know if that was his name. I have yet to clarify that with him. He has stated that the Lieutenant Frank Mercer account, they've referred to him as Lindrick Lamar. Can you detail to me who Lindrick Lamar was back in Scarlett's original Discord?
Basically, they were kind of a person who was like, "No, you're lying. Like you groomed him. Like you seduced him. Like no, you're kind of
Like
gross.
you
You're
reverse
weird."
groomed him, is what
Yeah,
they tried saying.
basically.
Okay, um, so right there, and kind of monologue on this real quick. Right there, we see the people that are in Cameron F305's Discord in positions of power. Right, we have Poogers, who is friends with Scarlet. They have explained time and time before. That's why they're dick riding him so hard that they are friends. And then we have Lieutenant Frank Mercer account, which is Lindrick, which one has been known to act upon like Scarlet's whim or Brian's whim. I would like to refer to him as Brian because he has so many fucking different names now. Um, but Brian, so he pretty much works for Brian. He again recorded my hour long troll session from the other night which again, I was cordial. I was I was trolling, quote unquote, but I was really just talking a high pitched voice, talking about video games, and people would bring up weird shit, and I would kind of be like, "Oh, what's that?" kind of thing, right? And but they were recording me. I think they wanted my admission that I was indeed iNut on that account, which I'll say again, yeah, that was me. Hi, I was Big Steve in the Discord. I've been in there a few different accounts, and I'm still in there. Hi, um, but it just kind of shows what they are allowing. I've again reached out to Cameron F305 multiple times, whether it be Twitter, Discord. I've added him. I can't message him on Discord because we're not friends and we don't have a mutual server. And he has DMs turned off anyways if you're not friends. So I've tried. I even had last night a friend reach out to him on Twitter because my friend has Twitter Blue, so he can actually DM him despite not being followed mutually. And Cameron has yet to respond. And to me, in my mind, that is him pretty much just letting it happen. There's no other way to see it. He's condoning his mod's behavior, which is aligned with a alleged child predator. And your interactions in there weren't great. Again, I'll play clips of the fucking video throughout this, but
Hmm.
overall, like you went in there, there was emotion in your voice, right? And that's why I'm saying I'm not making the whole video public. That's your prerogative. If you would like to, that's 100% up to you. If you want me to, I'll put it in the description of this video, whatever. But it just shows, even as poogers, which again is a they them, right? Whatever, but it's clearly born female, is hearing another young woman exclaim that she was groomed, and instantly being like, "Yeah, she's just doing this for clout." Daddy, what clout do you have to gain from calling out a nobody that is now Miss Moon 1, who has no online presence anywhere on the internet, i.e., doesn't have a Twitter, doesn't have a YouTube channel? What do you gain from that then? I
It's
mean,
kind of embarrassing,
yeah,
to
go
be
ahead.
honest. It's kind of embarrassing because it's like, oh, you're 17. Yeah, I really didn't gain emotional consciousness and like social consciousness till I was 14. So I really didn't understand things that were going on till like really late. I didn't start understanding things till now even.
Yeah,
And it's just kind of like strange to me because all I really wanted was closure. That's all I
yeah.
really even wanted. And it's just become this big old thing where it's just like, okay, I've been now groomed by equivalent to a neckbeard who can't even grow facial hair, unfortunately.
We've seen pictures of Brian. He's, if y'all know what Brian looks like, he's my thumbnail. I think my two videos ago, or two Scarlet Reaper videos ago.
Yeah,
And you can see his amazing beard in that thumbnail.
like, it's honestly demoralizing because it's like, wow, I feel stupid because now this has to be public because I'm not getting the closure I really honestly deserve because I went through alcoholism over this.
Yeah,
Like, I was rough over this and genuinely messed up my brain chemistry. Like, I was messed up for a while
yeah. I
and
mean,
still.
and I'll play the clip of the video like right here of you stating that you started drinking as a 17, early 18-year-old over this, and all Scarlett has to say, or all Brian has to say to that is, "Oh, you're blaming your alcoholism on the grooming." That's all he had to say to that. I'll play that right now.
My fucking friend. My fucking
Bullshit.
friend. You were so
Bullshit.
you are.
Bullshit. Bullshit, because I was groomed by him and almost killed myself and went through alcoholism. So you're gonna tell me that shit's a fucking lie?
Yes, it's a fucking
Then
lie.
you're a delusional cunt who needs to get off a fucking pedophile's dick.
Sexually.
What? I advanced to him sexually when he asked me for a relationship before anything?
But it just so happens that
So like that's a pretty shitty thing, right? It and kind of off the interview, because unless you have anything else you want to touch on, is there anything else you need to touch on before we roll into the last bit of this?
The fact that he's still on the internet and it's infuriating. That's my main last point.
So, um, and before my last point, you are looking now to pursue some sort of legal action. You're going to present what evidence you have of his grooming to authorities, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Um, so my last little point here is, what if you had to say something to Cameron? I think I've said enough to like where he knows how I feel about this. But as you as a victim of this individual that Cameron is allowing to dictate things that's happening on his Discord server and affect his public image, what would you say to Cameron?
I say it's kind of infuriating because if you had a child one day, would you want them to go through the same thing and still be silenced when you still have you have a platform? You can like do something. I know it's not his place, but like you can at least be like, hey, this person's weird and like not endorse what they want in your server by
And then
like
ban him. But yeah, that's all I got for you, Teddy. I really appreciate you taking your time. It's fucking, what is it? It's like 2 a.m. for you, almost 3.
yeah.
Um, so I really appreciate you taking your time, come talk and kind of clear the air about Brian. Right? It is, again, as you said, it's sad to see that they're allowing it and working with it, even despite it. Um, and hopefully this video finally reaches Cameron and he can talk about it and denounce it. And hopefully, I would say his moderator Poogers, gets brought to justice within his server. Poogers does not deserve to be a moderator for a community if they are going to blindly defend a pedophile, an alleged pedophile, because nothing's been proven in court. But it is disgusting. So again, thank you very much, Teddy.
It is no problem.
Thank you. Have a good one. Alrighty. So that was an interview with Teddy, right? So I overall, I think it is sick, again, that there are people within his community that, and a moderator at that, that is defending the alleged predator despite being shown proof, despite the fact that she has gone in there trying to talk to them, despite the fact that she went in there, talked the way she did, and the amount of emotion that she put into it is crazy to me. And Poogers is still gonna go and say this person is another Ann, which again to them, and Poogers has it in parentheses in that message I showed of what an Ann is. So it's just sickening, right? That they are going to treat a victim like this. And all I'm asking, this is a call to action. Now, at this point, I am directly speaking to you, Cameron F305. If you watch through this video, whatever it may be, this is the end of the video, so no one may be watching, But if you are watching, reach out to Cameron F305, add him on Twitter, tell him to come on, talk to me. This is a call to action. He has a moderator in text writing and in a private call, or not a private call, with an open VC with another moderator and another known person that harassed Teddy back in the initial discourse, and they're in there allowing it. Cameron, you are allowing this to happen. Not responding is pretty much saying that you allow it, that you allow this within your community. So if a woman, or let's say a young woman, joins your Discord that's under the age of 18, and if let's say they get groomed by a community member of yours, but just because they're friends with one of your moderators, Poogers, or let's say another moderator, you're just going to let it happen, and you're going to punish that victim, ban them from your Discord, and ban everyone who talks out about it just because it's your moderator, just because it's your friend. So it's crazy to me. So Cameron, I really hope you hear this call to action. I, again, ask that y'all respond to Cameron. He's allowing this. He's letting his moderators do it. He's seeing it happen in his Discord. There's no way he's not. You see the messages that Pooger puts into the mod chat within the Discord. So those are messages he sees. And just because Poogers works their words around to where it is, oh, well, they're just like Anne, this other person that's trying to discredit you or bring up allegations against you. Again, I'm not getting into that drama. I don't care if what they're said is true or not. There are other individuals who are covering that. But the fact that they use that wording so Cameron will believe it and not act upon it is so absurd. And that's it for me. That's it for me, the content slop, right? This is my last video on the whole Scarlet Reaper Cameron F305 ERP kind of thing, right? Again, it's just a call to action. I am sickened that this individual is in that voice chat telling a victim, one, oh, you were drinking, don't say you getting groomed was what led to your alcoholism. Oh, you still live in the same place in the same state, right? All that being said within that call by Brian, just with a voice changer, and saying, oh, you drove my friend to suicide. All that is, again, in a video. And Cameron, if you want to see it, I have the video. I have the link for it. And I'll show what's being said in your Discord and what your moderator's allowing. So that's it for me, guys. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Again, tweet at Cameron. Get him to see this. This is sick. You guys have a wonderful day.